Have you ever thought about the fact that everything about society is feminine? And what I mean by that specifically is from the language that we use to our normal daily activities to what motivates us to take action. Everything, and I do mean everything, is designed and placed in a manner that is from the female perspective. Most people today refer to the world that we live in as the matrix. The definition of a matrix is a woman's womb. It's feminine. It's literally saying that we are all in basically some woman's cervix or up her vagina or up her ass, and we're there existing inside of her. It's basically stating that the world itself is a woman. It is feminine. That's what it's saying that we're in a matrix. Me personally, I don't think of it like that. I've always thought in my mind's eye that the world we live in is in fact an animus. The definition of an animus is an ever-changing, hostile environment. We, as the only true men, well, hostility is something that just comes with the territory. Especially when you don't particularly show a favoritism to the world as it is, to the current state of, our dire circumstances. Everything that's approached in this world is approached from a feminine perspective. From our motivations to work, our motivations to excel. It's always in pursuit of some woman. I remember there was this one occupation I applied for, and when it came time for me to interview, there was a woman who came to get me. And as we're walking to the interview room, she just happened to ask me, did I have a wife or a girlfriend? And I told her no. And I remember she stopped and turned and looked at me, and she asked me why that is. Now, my first thought was, what business is that of hers to even ask me that? What bearing does this have on my job, that I'm applying for? What is the point of even asking this? But the point of asking that is very telling as to the motivations of society. Because see, once you start to make a certain amount of money, I believe the powers that be, the system, quote unquote, whatever it is that exists in this world that moves men to madness, it wants to ensure that if you're going to make a certain amount of income, that income is going to be used in a manner that is feeding the system directly. It's going to want to make sure that you are a direct bloodline, a direct carrier of this evil, a proponent, if you will. And that's the whole point of asking questions like that. That's the whole point of asking, why is it that, some men apply for a job and your job has nothing to do with driving. You go to a set location and you do your profession or whatever, but yet and still they'll ask you, do you have a car? And the reason for that is this: they know full well that you're not going to have to use your car to work, but they want to make sure that you are an avid taxpayer or an avid registered funder of this system, with your registration, with your license plates, with your yearly inspection. They want to make sure that you're contributing to the madness of society. You see, and that's what it is to be inside of an animus. It's hostile. It's ever-changing, always moving. But they tell you it's a matrix because they want you to feel like, oh, I'm home. I'm alive. Every day above ground is, a good day. When in fact, it could be completely the opposite. You know, the reality is being in a matrix is something that we as men are only slept with for a very limited time. And once we awaken, we're faced with a conform or be cast out mindset. You're either a part of the system, you're either with us, or you're against us, or you're out mindset. That's what it is. You're either popular or you're not. You're either down for the cause, or we have no place for you. I was recently at a gas station. I went in, purchased my items, and as I was headed out the door, I just happened to glance up, and I saw the door to the women's bathroom was open. And I just happened to look in, and I see a woman with 3 children, all of them brushing their teeth in the woman's bathroom. That's not something you see every day. But I remember thinking, how strange. You know, what would possess a woman to bring her children to a gas station to brush their teeth? Now, I carry on with my day. I'm at work, and I just happen to be working with this one woman who, for all intents and purposes, she may hate me, or maybe she's secretly in love with me. I have no clue. But I just happen to bring it up to her because we happen to be having a momentary conversation between us two. And I asked her, I said, hey, are you noticing that society is, in a state of constant deterioration where people they seem like they're getting poorer and poorer. There's more and more homeless people, and, more and more people are just doing things out of the ordinary. She said, yeah, she is noticing it. So then I directly brought up to her what I saw at the gas station with the woman and her 3 children brushing their teeth in the women's bathroom. And I told this to her, that I saw this. And the first thing that she said to me was, what did you do to help that woman? What did you do to help that woman? This is what she said to me. As if it's set in stone that it's my responsibility, or that it's every man's responsibility to somehow psychically know that women need help. And it's somehow our duty, our responsibility, our privilege, our jobs to just always run out and help women and sacrifice ourselves and give up our money, our resources, our time for women. She said that to me as if what I saw was somehow a direct result of the decisions I made in my life, and I somehow fucked up. This is how she said that to me. I just kind of looked at her and I smiled and I said, well, I didn't think to do anything. I didn't want to intrude. And I kind of just left it there. And I believe she's aware that, I'm not falling for the nonsense, that I'm not a direct contributor to anything that goes on here. I'm kind of I like to view myself as a bystander, if you will, as someone who is actively watching the world burn. And if there's anything I can do to help it burn faster, I'll definitely do that. But as far as doing anything to throw it in reverse, that's not me. But I think that it says a lot about society and its mindset that it's naturally expected of us as men to jump in and act, even when we have no place to. And it's that fact right there that I believe speaks volumes about the Animus and the true weakness of the Animus. You see, propaganda is what's used to truly control, to truly influence, the controlling of one's mind. Because if the Animus had true power over you, it would be simple. They push a button and we all move, walk, think, and talk in unison. However, they don't have that power. They don't have that level of control. A huge portion of the Animus is making you believe that they have that control. It's making you believe that you're constantly being watched, that you're constantly being monitored, so that when you are by yourself, or when you are in a moment or in a position where you have the ability to make a difference, to help some young man get a position or get a job, or maybe give a letter of recommendation, or maybe stop someone who may be completely evil and who they would want in a position, and be able to intervene in manners like this. This is what they want. They want to avoid that. They want to make sure that they always have the right people in the right position, even though the world around them is completely crumbling. Even though every day, literally every day, they're losing power, influence, resources, time, and most importantly, the power of the matrix is crumbling. And more people are becoming that man that's standing on the side, watching the Animus, watching everyone else struggle and scream inside of a prison, inside of a box. And more they're reaching out and they're having the power to act in a way that has influence, that has power over this system itself. A system that I believe needs to be destroyed and has never done anything for anybody that has been good, and has only ever truly been the source of great harm and evil to be in this world. To see people in the Animus, I believe, is to truly see torment.